YouTube, how the heck is it going? So, today I'm going to become legal. I'm getting my motorcycle license. I'm going to try to film as much as I can. I know in the classroom part I can't. So, I'm going to see if I can get the least the road course and whatnot. I was told, since there's only 3 people today, that it might be just a 1-day class. Hopefully it is. And I can get it done out the way, all in one shot. Because it's supposed to be 15 hours grand total. So hopefully I could just do it today. This whole waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, eyes are dark as hell. Because I'm a nighttime owl. It's hard. So let's see what I can get. If I can get you guys some classroom footage, I'll do that. If I can't, you'll at least see the road course. I will turn it on for the road course and do some of the road training with you guys. So let's get into it. So you can see him back home. The instructor didn't really want us to record anything, out there. So I kindly obliged and didn't really record anything, So I'm going to show you some of the things that we kind of went over, stuff that I can remember. So a few things he went over is a lot of like what's going to be on the written test and stuff like that, and things to like try to remember while riding, like always put equipment on first, yada yada yada, before you start riding. Your T-clocks, check everything first before you start riding. He showed the class how to get into first from neutral. He showed the class, where all the levers are. He kind of went over everything. Then we did some riding stuff, which I'll show you now. He kept bringing up friction zone, learning what your friction zone is. He started us where you go back, put your feet up, get the friction zone, and you go until you're flat. Do the same thing, go back where your feet are, kind of pointed up, go to the friction zone, come back, like basically rocked. Then he told us to do the duck walk, which is where you're in the friction zone and you just, walk the bike, let the bike feel like it's gonna stall out, be in the friction zone the whole time. Both feet, if one foot's off the ground, you're on the other. Then he told us how to put our feet up, get in the friction zone, put your feet up, give it a little gas, how not to be super jerky with it. Then to come to a stop, he was like, explain, clutch in, both brakes, yada yada, then start going again. So there was this one thing I'll show you when I get to the spot. So besides this friction zone, he was teaching us how to get into neutral. Like I said, I'm an experienced rider already. Like, I have a little bit of time underneath me. Not a lot, I just don't have my license. So, I know it's a half click up, get you to neutral. Some of the people in my class did not know that. Shoot, some of the people in my class, if you put them in the friction zone, would stall it out like that. I don't know how many times I've seen people stall out today. It was literally like the same 3 people just kept stalling after stalling after stalling after stalling. They couldn't figure out half click up. I don't know why they couldn't do it. So one of the other things he taught us was this where we'll start off here, right? Let's say this, all right, we have a cone here and here. You want to start off, get to here, both feet on, both brakes on, then to take off again. We'll let this person go. Let me try to find another spot that's not busy. Seems like my road is busy today. Usually I come over here to practice, you don't see a soul. Today, everybody and their mother wants to be here. I'm just trying to do it in front of my house. So like I was saying, so he said take off, get it started, put your feet up, use both feet to brake. Feet down, do the same thing, get started, feet up, come to the next thing, brake. Then once you got to a certain area, he had you do a 90. Start here, we're gonna do the turn, give it some gas, bring it in, and then you do your 90. He showed us that. Then again with everything else, you repeated it. Literally, we did 4 steps today, and we repeated everything at least a half a dozen to a dozen times. I don't think we didn't repeat one thing at all. Everything was repeated over and over and over again. And I think that has to do with, you know, the class that we had. You know, some of them weren't experienced at all. Some of them have never been on a motorcycle before. Some of them was only on a dirt bike when they were like 12 or whatever. The other thing he taught us today was the weave. I don't know if I have anything here to show you how to do the weave besides the lines in the street, but you're going at a decent speed. You're not like, you know, 2-3 miles per hour. You're going at it. He wants you at least between 5 and 8 miles per hour. So let's say our weaves were here. Come out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. See, like, these are just way too big. The ones that he had us on were like super tiny. We were literally here, 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 like, and always you had to look straight ahead and stuff like that. I know this isn't really showing you much of what we ended up doing. It's just like a quick thing that he showed us. Then we did the written test. The written test was about as easy as it gets, to be honest, guys. When I say that test was made for idiots in Florida, I mean it. That test was 50 questions, and I want to say like 90% of them were like common knowledge. Even if you haven't rode a motorcycle before, it's literally common knowledge. Like, what's a good branded helmet? Like, how do you know in the United States a good, well-made helmet, DOT certified? It's like literally DOT. Like, questions like that are what was given. What's one way to be more visible? Wear dark clothes? No. Run with your headlights off? No. You know, wear brightly colored and have your lights on? Yes. I don't know if that was the actual question. I don't remember all of them. But while you're reading, it's like, dude, like, really? It gives you 2 dumb answers to the question and 1 right one. Like, if you can't figure out the right one, read it over and over and over again. I promise you're going to pass it. Tomorrow, I'm doing the actual driving course. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, you know, try to explain more to him, like, hey, you know, I'll promise to either blur out faces, I'll keep, you know, names out of it, I'll mute names, see if I can get him to agree, because he did take pictures of all of us. He did record. Like he had me doing it was like taking pictures and recording and stuff like that. So I don't get why I can't record. So I'm gonna talk to him about it. Be like, hey, you recorded me. Like, let me record the class. And I'll tell you right now, it's it's easy, guys. Um, don't stress over it. Don't stress over it at all. Go in with a clear mind, clear head that you're gonna pass. You're gonna get past. I messed up one question. I got a 98. I messed up one question because I overthought it. I kept reading the question and reading the answers and just overthought it. And, you know, after I selected it and I realized I got it wrong, I looked, before he even told me, I was like, the answer was B, wasn't it? He was like, yep. I was like, I should have went with my instinct. I forget what the question was. I think it was, um, what's the most common conflict at an intersection? And I put, something about not being seen. No, it's like somebody entering your lane. Like, you know, somebody, like, if I was there, I'm behind a car and I'm going in, somebody cutting you off, basically hitting you. That's the most common causes of crash at an intersection. Sorry, it wasn't issues. It's crash. It's somebody coming into your lane. But that's day one. I'm sorry again. I wanted to show you guys. I know me trying to like showly explain or show you guys and kind of explain doesn't really help. It would have been better if you could see him on the course explaining it and me riding it on the course. Again, I'm gonna try this tomorrow and see what I could do and see what I can get done. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, guys. So I'm back at the house again. I tried bringing the camera. He absolutely wouldn't let me film. Today was the riding course, the riding test, and it's easy. It was simple. So today we learned, or he taught us how to do the figure eight, ride out, a 90-degree turn again. You know, first time we were going left, this time we were going right, and he taught us how to wide weave. So our weaves weren't just like a snake pattern, they were 2 feet apart or 2 feet wider, and we did that. The test part of what we had to do was pretty easy. Um, the first test was do a weave, come around, stop in a box. The weave was straight on. They were about like 6 feet apart, so it was actually kind of easier than what he was training us. Um, so you go around, make a loop, turn around, stop your tire in the box, make sure it's not, touching the lines or before the line or after the line. It's in the box. Very simple. I was freaking out about it because I'm a front brake person. Like I stop more with my front brake instead of using both. So my nerves got to me and like twitched, but I landed right in the box. He was happy with it. The second one was you do the 90. You got to go right. Hardest part for me is going right on a 90. For the left, it's super cake. So you got to go right. Then you do a U-turn inside the box. The box is only 25 feet. I measured it out without him knowing, so I could tell you guys it was 25 feet. Um, then you can't touch the current turn, or you can't touch the lines, and you can't put your foot down. Those are 5 points each. I read that over. The last thing was the stop test. So you go up to 15 miles per hour. As soon as your front tire touches that line, you come to a complete stop. No skidding, no locking, no giant lunge forward. There was a few people that did it, and our trainer was cool. You know, He didn't fail you right away. Like one guy dropped his bike on the second test where you had to take that 90 and do the U-turn. Dropped his bike. Everywhere else I've been, that's an automatic fail.
Could you try?
That was an automatic fail. So the kid came around, dropped his bike, put his foot down, dropped his bike, couldn't handle it, and he let him get back up, go to the back of the line, because like I was saying, your nerves get to you. It's a test. You got all these eyes on you. You're going by yourself. The last one was, you had to do. What was the last one? Hold on, trying to remember, guys. Oh yeah, I was on the last one. So it was stop as fast as you can without skidding. Then you loop around, you stop in a box. Then you have to do the caution split. I don't know the right term for it. So it was supposed to simulate like there's an object in the road. You hook right or left. You had it for the right up for us, and you just stay in those cones. You park your bike and you're done. You wait for everybody else to finish. And when I tell you, my trainer that I went with was the nicest guy. He really was. There was two people that couldn't just get certain things. So he just went over with them again. Like we were done, majority of the class was done, and we were just watching the braking. Two guys couldn't figure out how to brake without like putting their feet down first. One guy was braking too early. One guy was passing it, then braking like way too far, and he kept bringing him back. Like, listen, let's go over again. Let's go over again. You got this. He gave him 3 chances. Then, when I tell you on the 3rd chance, they passed. Like, he sat there and told them, like, this is what you need to do. And he, like, demonstrated for them again by walking. He didn't get on the bike. Showed them where to start pressing the brake and how far he needed to stop. So, if you guys are thinking about getting your motorcycle license, I highly recommend going. Here in the state of Florida, I'm down in the Keys, obviously, but in the state of Florida, he was talking about like most trainers are very relaxed. They want you to learn before they have you go to another class or spend all this money. They're gonna sit there and keep going over and over and over with you, even during the test. So with that being said, I passed. I knew I was gonna pass. I knew a few of us were gonna pass, but I passed. So we'll see more on the street vlogs, no more around the neighborhood. On that note,